Hi, my name is Kaitlyn Pierpont. I'm a PhD candidate at Weill Cornell Medicine, and I was awarded the PhRMA Foundation's Predoctoral Fellowship in Drug Delivery. My earliest memories of being interested in science actually started with a sort of infatuation with infectious diseases and pandemics and how they've shaped the world over time. I vividly remember being super excited to present to my sixth grade history class about the smallpox pandemic and the creation of the first vaccine. So obviously when the COVID-19 pandemic hit as I was starting college, it really piqued my interest in how the immune system works on a more fundamental level. I thought it was really amazing how intelligent our immune cells are and how they can quickly and accurately attack foreign objects in our bodies. Unfortunately, our immune system isn't as good at identifying and attacking things like cancer cells, so ultimately I became really interested in how we could engineer parts of the immune system, like T cells or antibodies, to better treat cancer. So my research is focused on combining two existing cancer treatments and making them better. Many of us are aware that chemotherapy is traditionally used to kill cancer cells, but unfortunately it also kills healthy cells. And this can lead to very painful side effects that prevent patients from benefiting from these drugs. So newer cancer treatments like CAR T cells, for example, which are engineered immune cells, are smarter. They can tell cancer cells apart from healthy cells before they start killing. Unfortunately, like all other living things, these cells become exhausted and they need help trying to fight the tumor cells. So that's why we decided to engineer CAR T cells to act as cellular pharmacies that dispense chemotherapy where the tumor cells are. They do this by making a protein called an enzyme that can act as a switch that turns a harmless drug into the chemotherapy that can kill the tumor cells. That way, CAR T cells are able to get extra help as they fight the cancer, while also preventing these harmful side effects that we see during traditional chemotherapy treatment. A major turning point for me in my career journey was having the opportunity to intern at Memorial Sloan Kettering after my junior year of college. This experience introduced me to my current research institution, but it also really introduced me to the fact that research is a social experience, which is something that I hadn't really seen before. I constantly interacted with other interns who are working on different areas of cancer research and general research. And I also got to hear talks from scientists across the globe, which really expanded my field of interest. This especially brought me out of my shell as a scientist and got me confident in terms of asking questions that I didn't know the answers to and interacting with other people about my research. I think being at MSK and Weill Cornell and their tri-institutional campus in New York, you get to sort of interact with the patient community in a way that's really meaningful. And that definitely made me want to come back and work at a cancer hospital specifically while I did my research. What I love most about research is that it's nearly impossible to get bored. Almost every day in the lab presents a new and exciting challenge, and even though sometimes these challenges are very difficult, you can't always solve them, I've grown to really look forward to the troubleshooting and the iteration process that comes with biomedical research. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and admit that you don't always have the answer. When I was younger, I remember in class, even throughout college, I would sometimes be afraid to ask a question in class because I didn't want people to know that I didn't know something. But in my opinion, the key to being a good scientist is acknowledging that there are things you don't know and trying your best to fill those gaps. So if you're always worried about seeming super smart, you'll never have the courage to ask those questions that lead to important experiments that could lead to important breakthroughs. In my future, I hope to lead a team of scientists, either in an academic or industry lab, that focuses on next-generation immunotherapies. I think we've only begun to harness the power of the immune system very recently, especially to treat non-infectious diseases. So I'd love to play a part in advancing that field as we try to treat things like cancer or autoimmune diseases with engineered immune cells. But most of all, I hope to be a mentor to younger scientists as they begin their careers, because when I look back on my very early career, I know that it's the mentorship that I've received that has made the biggest difference for me.